Hey guys, Kevin TCG here, and today we are opening and reviewing the 2025 Trainer's Toolkit. Let's get started. This is 2025, right? So with Trainer Toolkits, I've actually reviewed one on the channel before. I believe it was the 2024 edition with Squawkabilly. And with it's still a legal card. Squawk is still a legal card, but he's not as popular as Pheasantipity. So the fact that we get Pheasantipity in this box is so good. And you get a ton of ace specs. Well, you get a couple of ace specs. And plus 4 packs, pack of 65 card sleeves, some dice and damage counters, and a little rule pamphlet booklet, and you're good to go. So yeah, I guess let's get to cracking. I already said that. All right, here is the Trainer's Toolkit, and my hand is a little bit too lit up. Let me just decrease the intensity coming from my side. There we go. I look like I'm as washed out. So this is the Trainer's Toolkit, and we just did a little bit of zooming in and introduction. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. As you can see right here in the front of the box, you see Hyper Aroma, Maximum Belt, and Grand Tree. Those are your ace specs. How viable are these ace specs? It's really dependent. You know, with a lot of meta decks out there, they tend to be the same the same because most of the decks, their archetypes are similar. So you don't see a whole lot of Grand Tree or Maximum Belts, and quite frankly, you don't see Hyper Aroma around. You'll see like Prime Catchers or Secret Boxes, just not Grand Tree. I mean, Grand Tree has its place, but if that's the only ace spec you have, I think that's completely fine. Okay, so with all Trainer Toolkit boxes, they all kind of have the same design, where it's kind of this simple cardboard, like textured look. I don't know how to explain this, but they all pretty much look the same year in and year out, and then you get a nice Pheasantipity in the back. So we'll go ahead and open it up, and we are met with the inside of this box, which is kind of hard to show on camera. Hold on, let me prop this under my situation here. Bring in the light just a little bit. So immediately we are shown the dice and damage counter. It's actually pretty cool. I don't have a color of these. It's kind of like cotton candy, like blueberry, strawberry cotton candy. That's pretty nice. I always say these are nice dice. I'm gonna use them and I don't end up using them because I forget to swap them out. You know, burn-in poison markers, which honestly are gonna go in the trash for me. And we get, what's this? 2 Mega Evolution packs and 2 Destined Rival packs. Cannot complain. And here's the starter guide. It tells you all about the deck, or the toolkits and what you can do with them, and like what these cards are great for in the current meta or like in the competitive scene. Here's Pheasantipity EX, and this is a stack of competitive cards we will be getting. This is the code card right here. Here you guys go. Good luck. I do know there's always someone in my video who redeems my codes, and I've tried on like 2 random videos and they redeem it. I'm like, wow, good on you guys. And then this is a little deck box that you can use to build your own deck and, you know, store in here, or you can use it to store your own sleeves, which is nice because they used to have these sleeves wrapped separately, but now they have them in a little deck box, which is good for the, I guess, environment. I don't know, it's just packaging in a different font. But yeah, you know, standard deck sleeves, 65, good one-off sleeves you can use for training or practice before you use your real deal nicer sleeves, if you're big into sleeves. So that's the box. That's pretty much all the contents. Nothing special about it. This will be used as a bulk storage box. This will probably be used as a competitive bulk storage box. So before we even open these packs right here, let's go ahead and review the real meat and potatoes of this box, which is these competitive cards right here. So obviously we see Pheasantipity, and if you aren't familiar with Pheasantipity and why he's important, and you just bought this box to open packs, well, there's a little more to it. And you buy this box mainly for the competitive scene. I actually bought the 2019 box years ago without playing in the competitive scene, and I kept that box around. And that actually helped me down the road because it helped me build my first ever decks, and that was really cool. Okay, so Pheasantipede EX, basically a really good card, really good staple in almost every single Pokemon deck out there. Almost, I say with a caveat. Not everyone uses it. Basically, the ability Flip the Script allows you to draw 3 cards whenever your Pokemon get knocked out within the last turn. It's very nice, very handy, and although I think we only get 1, normally we get 2. Let's see if we could change that, but I think we just get the 1. We get Grand Tree, that's really good for evolution type decks. It basically allows you to evolve in succession, so if you have a stage 1 card, you can then evolve into stage 2. Hyper Aroma, this is okay. You don't really need this nowadays because you have trainer cards with similar abilities, like, supporter cards. This is a trainer card. You have supporter cards with a similar ability, and instead of wasting your Ace Spec slot on a Hyper Aroma, you can get a supporter card that does just about the same. And it search your deck for up to 3 stage 1 Pokemon, reveal them, put them in your hand. It's not really a popular card to use. Maximum Belt has a little bit of viability. Attacks used by this Pokemon, or used by Pokemon this card is attached to, do 50 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX. So this is pretty handy if you have like a single price Pokemon and you need a little more oomph. Very handy, or even if your regular EX Pokemon, you regularly know you can't keep up with like higher HP decks, especially in this new meta with Mega Evolutions with higher HP. This might get you over the hump. And then of course we get Switch, Terra Orb, and I think you get 2 or 3 of each of these cards. So let me go ahead and sort these before we go over them all. Alright, so I got everything mostly organized, and I am able to confirm you are only left with 1 Pheasantipede EX. Now 1 Pheasantipede these days cost about 15 bucks. They go up and down, but they range from like $8 to $15, sometimes as high as up to $20. So the fact that you could get at least 1, that is a pretty big boon, because you get all of these other really good prime playables, which we will go over. So we just went over the Ace Specs, so since we got those covered, you only get 1 of each, and this Pheasantipede. Now that value alone, in terms of playability, it's decent. If you don't have any Ace Specs or you can't buy any other ones, you start off with an okay hand. Ace Specs aren't make or break a deck, but they definitely can improve it tenfold in certain situations. For me, for example, Prime Catcher, when I used Raging Bolt, when I used to play Raging Bolt, when Raging Bolt was good, it had its place, but I didn't really need to use it too often. Okay, so we'll go over the tools, stadiums, supporters, and then the items. So your tools are Counter Gain, Rare Candy, Hops, Choice Band, and Power Glass. So Counter Gain's actually pretty handy. It has a little bit of play here and there. In the decks I use, I personally don't use Counter Gain, but I save these up because I realize how valuable they are. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, attacks used by Pokemon this card is attached to cost 1 energy less. That is super helpful, and you get 2 of those. And then Rare Candy, you can evolve your basic to a stage 2, which is pretty dang handy. A Hop's Choice Band, it's more so for Hop as a deck. I've noticed a lot of these cards are kind of geared towards the Journey Together format, which is fine, but Hop isn't really that viable. Power Glass, it's alright. At the end of your turn, after your attack, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot, you may attach a basic energy from your discard pile to it. So if you're looking for a supplement to your engine, Power Glass can definitely help. Okay, so we got those tools out of the way. The best tools in here, oh, I just realized, Rare Candies aren't a tool. My bad, guys. I'll put that in the rare item section. The best tool in here is probably either Counter Gain or Power Glass. They're both kind of up there in terms of like viability, in my opinion. So with stadiums, you do get 2 of each, and we get Area 0, Under Depths, Gravity Mountain, Jamming Tower, Postwick, and Lavencia. So Area 0, Under Depths are for those decks that really use the, the Terra engine, I want to say, because you need a Terra type Pokemon. So basically, if you need
more than one, if it benefits you to have more than 5 Pokemon on your bench, this is the way to go. Raging Bolt was a great example of this. You can stack up your bench and spread your energy and whatnot, and keep using those Noctiles to find those cards you need, as opposed to having a Pidgeotto line. Gravity Mountain is really good for pure single stage Pokemon. Typhlosion really took advantage of this because a lot of Pokemon now, they're honestly above 330 HP or around 330 HP, so the fact that you can knock them down if they're stage 2 down to 300, it makes them a little more feasible to hit. But that's only if they're stage 2 Pokemon. Jamming Tower, this is a good card. Lots of people try to tech for this. It does see play, not as often as I've seen, but it does see a lot of play. You know, it stops tools. It stops you and your own opponent's tools. Then Postwick, again, they tried to make Hop's deck something that it really wasn't. And then Lavencia, it sees a little bit here and there. Once during each player's turn, that player may put up to 2 basic electric energy from their discard pile into their hand. It's another way to basically get energy back in your hand without wasting a Night Stretcher or another item tool. You get a whole stadium to do that. It's pretty nice. Now the supporters here, they got some real nice stuff. So Airy, you know, they only included 1 Airy because you really only need 1 in your deck. Your opponent reveals their hand, you discard up to 2 item cards. Unless you're playing a mill deck, the more the merrier. Briar, she's in and out. It's really deck dependent with Briar. So if you kind of like the Terra boxes, she might be good for you. Kieran, he's alright. Black Belt's training, yeah, he's alright. You know, your Pokemon do 40 more damage to an active EX, but he does take up that supporter slot. So you have to, there's real selective decks where they benefit from having Black Belt's training. Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking from Temporal Forces has stayed constant, and it's a pretty solid card. Search your deck for 2 cards, shuffle your deck, then put those 2 cards on top of your deck in any order. So if you know you have like a draw engine where you can draw like 3 cards from an ability, that's the way to go. And then you get 3 different types of Professor's Researches. Kukui out of this bunch is my favorite. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, you get 2, not 1, count them 2 Boss's Orders. An iconic staple for the meta that should never go away. It's my favorite thing to say. Top deck, boss for win. That's it. Crispin, very good draw engine or energy engine. It's a good substitute to whatever Pokemon you do have. And then Janine's Secret Art, really good for dark type decks. Petrunt, if Petrunt is one of your main, you know, facets for attacking or engines for attacking, Janine's really good. When I built a Gengar deck, Janine was pretty good. And then Carmine is an alternative to Professor's Research. Okay, I did already mention for the items we get rare candies. You get 4 Ultra Balls. Can never go wrong with Ultra Balls. You get 2 switches. Now N's PP Up. This is really good for N Zoroark deck, which is seeing quite a bit of play in regionals. And we saw some appearances in Worlds as well. So Zoroark, you do get N's PP Up if you prefer to use that. And Terra Orbs, pretty good. Dragapult line, they tend to use them. Even sometimes Charizard lines. It just helps you find your Terra Pokemon faster. Doesn't matter what stage they are. If it's a basic stage or a stage 2 or a stage 1, if it's a Terra type Pokemon, it goes into your hand. And then the iconic Buddy Buddy Poffins. It's kind of like the VIP pass all over again. You get 4 of them. I drop my cards. Now this is what I'm most excited about. 2 Night Stretchers. It's so hard to get Night Stretchers in general. So the fact that we get 2 is great. And then, in my opinion, on the weaker side is Glass Trumpet. It's not bad. It's just something I don't really use because I don't have a lot of Terra type decks personally. You can only use this if you have Terra Pokemon in play. So choose up to 2 of your benched normal Pokemon and attach a basic energy card from discard pile to each of them. So if you have like 4 Pokemon on the bench that have like normal typing, you can load up You can load all 4 of them up with energy, and then you use energy switch to move stuff around. So that's the gist of it. This is a pretty solid box, all in all, in terms of playables. Now that we have that in order, let's go ahead and crack open those packs to see what we get. I kind of do wish, because they were leaning in the Journey Togetherness, because Hop and N were in Journey Together. They were not in Destined Rival. But I understand why they put these 2 in here, because they're 2 of the more recent sets. But I do kind of wish they threw in Journey Together, just to help compensate for some of those Journey Together dependent cards. But again, this is just to supplement. This is here to supplement your current collection of bulk and playable cards. Okay, so first pack of Destined Rivals. One of my favorite sets because it brings the return of Ethan's Typhlosion. Typhlosion is one of my favorite Pokemon, and he was a solid deck. Which, by the way, I think I'm gonna stop playing for now because I need to move on to something a little better. Because Phantasmal Flames and Mega Evolution, they make it a little bit harder to hit for a single KO. Oh, look at that! Ethan's Ho-Oh EX. Okay, first pull, and hopefully not our last. We'll take that, we'll put that off to the side, and then we'll move into our second pack of Destined Rivals. I did manage to open pretty much a booster box equivalent of Destined Rivals after the set released through Pokemon Worlds. You may have noticed in like my intro, there was the Jukebox and Gyarados statue in the background. I got that from Pokemon Worlds. If you are curious to see what was Worlds all about, or you want to see my perspective, lucky for you, I made a long ass blog, or a vlog, not a blog. I made a long ass vlog about it. It's like 3 hours. It's basically nearly 4 hours, I feel like. It's basically you sit down and you watch a movie and you have a good old time. That's pretty much it. You are there to vibe. Play it in the background if you must. Steven's Carbink and Ethan's McCargo. The reason why I made such a long vlog is there's so much content to capture, and I really wanted to capture the essence of my time there. So when I do go back and rewatch it, I'm like, oh yeah, pizza. I had a really good pizza at a place called Pizza. You know, just stuff like that, small stuff like that. And also it's a reminder of how much freaking money I spent on Pokemon. It's ridiculous. Anyways, this is our first pack of Mega Evolution. Can we get another pull here with Bulbasaur? Chi-Yu. Yo, I forgot they reprinted Boss's Orders. This is going into this little stack right here. Frostmoth, Goldango, Snom, and Dialga. This is nice. I totally forgot. So with these packs, with these Mega Evolution packs, you do have another chance to build up your Boss's Orders collection. Very handy, you guys. Okay, last pack of Mega Evolution. Here we go. Here we go. Bayleaf, Spearow, Onix, Snom, Executor, Risky Ruins, Houndstone, Gimmighoul, Bayleaf, and Alakazam, which is not a bad deck. All right, you guys, so out of everything, out of those 4 packs, I got 1 Ethan's Ho-Oh, which is good if you like Ethan's archetype of deck. So I got some pretty cool cards to go along with Ethan's Ho-Oh. All in all, this is a great value of the amount of playables you get and bonus packs you could get to add on to your playables. So let's go ahead and recap.
All right, and that was the Trainer's Toolkit. I really, really, really like these boxes. They are just such a good value, a bang for your buck. And if you're looking to open some packs, you get a little bit of opportunity there. And if you're just starting into getting, so if you're just starting out in playing the TCG, highly recommend jumpstarting your collection with one of these just for a little bit of playables. Again, it won't have every single playable you need, but it'll give you a good amount to make multiple decks or replenish your already depleted stock. So in my very next video, next week, we're gonna combine the Trainer's Toolkit with Marnie's Rival Battle deck, and we'll see how far we get. Can I build a meta deck straight out of this? We'll find out soon. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos in the future. And with that being said, my name is Kevin TCG, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.